Well, good evening. Join me this evening for a few hours on banks of my local river. On a bit that's controlled by London Angling Association, just on the Boy Road, just up from shipping at Brandon Creek. It's an area I've only ever fished once before, a little bit further along, but I came down yesterday evening and cut this peg out with a log side. Fished for a few hours this evening into dark as it gets a lot cooler, because as a lot we're having some serious weather of late, hence the reason I got the umbrella. I've got a bait umbrella up as well, keep the sun off me. The sun's starting to go round now, so I'm getting in the shade nicely. The bait's all sort of covered up as well, because you definitely don't want to be leaving that open in this heat. All I'm going to do is fish the feeder. I've got two lines. I've got one just past middle, and I've got another line just over 3 parts. So I'm fishing in the deeper water just past the middle, and just as it's going up on the shelf a little bit further out. On the short line, I've chosen to fish Cadence CR10 11 foot number 2 feeder. It's a 2-piece rod, and I've got that with a 1 ounce tip. The reel is a CS10 4000. I've got 5-pound main line. I haven't got a shock leader on this one. I've got a shock leader on the 12 foot, but I haven't got a shock leader on this one because I'm not sort of casting very far out, not fishing big feeder or anything like that. So I've got 5-pound main line. I've got a 2-inch link. I've got a little stop bead just up above that, and a couple of stots just on the twizzled loop there. The feeder itself is a Nisa 22 gram. I've got a quick change swivel bead there, and I've got 28-inch hook length of 013 end gauge in the hook. It's a size 16 LWGF feeder hook. On that I'm fishing double, treble dead red, I'll fish piece of worm, and I'll also fish the corn. The other rod is my favourite CS10 12 foot number 2 with 1.5 ounce tip. I've got 4-pound main line and 6-pound shocker. I've got a 2-inch link. I've got a twizzled loop, same again, quick change bead, and a bit later on I'll put a hook on there, probably size 16-eyed PR39 on a hair, and I'll fish hair rig worm a little bit later as the light goes. I've got probably 3 parts of a pint of castor. I've added to that chopped up 2 lots of 250mm worm. I'll put a few bits of corn in it as well. So I've got all that covered up. And the ground bait is a new mix that I'm using. Wayne Bartholomew sort of put me onto it. Is the Bait Tech Lake Fine, but also with the addition of some liquid molasses. I've mixed up about 1.5 bags, and I've put in about 1/2 to 3/4 of the squirt bottle of the molasses, and sort of mix that up at home. Additional water, and I've just dampened it down a little bit, sort of up on the bank here. I've got some dead reds, and like I say, I've got plenty chopped worm and castor there. I've also got a few dead reds in the addition there, and a few bits of corn. So we've got that covered up under the bait brolly, but I've also put a little towel over the top of it as well, just to keep the sun off it. Sweet corn is a Bait Tech natural, just a small little handy pack tub there. Putting a few bits in the feeder. On the hook I've plenty left, probably have about 1/2 tin left, take that home. And I've got probably, I don't know, I've probably bought with me a kilo of worm I've chopped up about 1/4 kilo. I've got a spare 1/2 kilo behind me, and I've also got the worm on the tray. Another thing I have brought with me, because the small hybrids in silver bream can sometimes absolutely massacre the sweet corn, so I've actually brought with me some imitation sweet corn that I found out, which I'm quite interested to see what will happen, because they're not going to be able to break that down. So hopefully, if I do get pestered and missing a lot of bites, I'll sort of put a piece of that on and I'll just see the response. The only other addition is, on a day like today, plenty of water. I'm a big guy, so I drink plenty of water in the heat. I've got with me 4 litres, and I don't expect to have a lot of that left when I go home. I've probably been fishing for about half an hour. I've had a few fish on the corn, which is what I've started on. I've had one sort of decent sized skimmer, around about 3 parts of a pound, and I've also had a couple of smaller skimmers and also a couple of silver bream. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just fill the feeder up. I've got a little pinch of chopped worm already sat on top of the ground bait, so that's ready to go, and I've got this clipped up, like I say, just past middle. There we go. So just sinking the line. It's around about 20 foot, just over 20 foot here, so it takes a bit of a while for the feeder to get to the bottom. It's just on the bottom now. So I've sunk the line, got the rest by the side of me. I've got the tip probably about 2 inches off the water, if you can see that. So I won't show on the camera too much because of the sun, but as you can see, I've got the tip just a couple of 3 inches off the water there. Like I say, I've been fishing for about half hour, 3 parts of an hour, so I have been getting 1 or 2 bites. Sort of lovely swim, reed lined. Got a pad sort of over the other side, so plenty of features for later on when I cast over. Got a back wind tonight as well, which is just nice. Cracking breeze blowing as well, which hopefully this evening, when the sun's sort of gone down, that will be just nice. Right there. That's literally sort of how quick the bites can come. Stevie boy missed that one. Well, it's the first time I've used this 11 foot on the river. Got to say, I'm very impressed. I've used it on the lakes and I've caught some carp with it, with a sort of 1.5 or 2 ounce tip in. I've got an ounce tip. Like I say, fishing just past middle, it's absolutely perfect. I've got tip set about 3 inches off the water, just a little bend in it. There's a little bit of movement on the water, not a massive amount. But if you haven't checked out the rods and reels before, if you go on to www.cadencefishing.co.uk, a list of all the rods available, and float rods as well, reels, everything's on there, and you can literally buy direct as well, so it's shipped straight to your house. If you've got any questions about the rods in the reels, contact James Robbins He's on Facebook, and he'll be able to answer any questions that you've got. So I've been using them now, you know, just over 12 months, and I've got to say I'm very, very impressed with them, the rods and the reels. I mean, you know, my favourite is the 12 foot. Recently started using a 14 foot number 2 for my slider fishing, and they sort of just tick all the boxes. Great action on the rods, the reels are nice and smooth. That is what you call massacring the sweet corn. All that's left on there is a skin. Now, how you miss bites like that is beyond me. Picking up 1 or 2 fish now. Not big fish. Nice little skimmer. Beautiful. Slimy old skimmer.
Look, got a slimy belly.
Beautiful fish. On the sweet corn, gorgeous fish. Definitely wanted it. Just a single grain of corn, just with the point showing. A great few hours fishing on that middle line on the corn. The sun's just starting to go down behind the bank now. I might have 1 or 2 casts on the 12 foot. So I did put a few balls of ground bait over there. Have a few casts on it, sort of see what the response is. If it's small fish, then I'll stay on this line and pack the 12 away, get a bit of gear together, and hopefully get settled down now for about another hour and a half before we head off home. But yeah, we'll get a bit of gear together and see how we go. Well, there we go. Beautiful little fish. Small, but perfectly formed. Just like me. Hey. See you next time on the bank. Oosh.